literally getting me chased down by people in the street. What is up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today, y'all, I will be sharing my most complimented fragrances of 2024. I'm sorry, we're a little late. We are about a week into 2025, but I wanted to give you guys kind of my little wrap up of the things that really garnered in all of those compliments in 2024. Some of these are new and some of these are not. These are just the things that I wore the most, that I can vividly remember getting tons of compliments on. And also, if you do enjoy this type of content, please do not forget to subscribe, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. First one I'm going to start with is actually one I really have not talked about on my channel much, but this one heavily garnered in the compliments, and that is Letta's 22 Oris. Definitely a sleeper for me. I really wish I wore it more, but every single time I did wear it, this got me so many compliments. And I want to say the reason for that, y'all, is the fact that this has musk. I feel like musk is right up there with vanillas when it comes to the amount of compliments you get when wearing that type of scent, because musk is just that sexy second skin type of vibe, and it just smells so cozy and inviting, but also smells very, very sexy without having to do too much. That is 100% what this smells like. There, I want to say, is also marshmallow in here as well, y'all, but this overall just smells like a very sweet, creamy musk. Think of like a clean second skin type of feel mixed with a really creamy, powdery marshmallow note. And it just smells really, really good, y'all. I really, really enjoy this. This is definitely comparable and in the same family as like your Glossier U and things like that. But I feel like this, with that marshmallow note added in there, is definitely a lot sweeter. And I want to also say there is pear in here as well. So if you are a lover of those kind of like powdered sugar, musky scents that have a sweet, fruity element to them, you definitely want to check this one out. This one wasn't like super long lasting, nor was it beast mode. But like I said, I feel like this really just made a great addition to any layering combo. And it also would be a great just like bedtime scent, lounging around the house scent, running errands scent. Just a really chill, throw on and go, easy reach fragrance. Now, these are in no particular order when I'm explaining them. I'm literally just grabbing and going. But the next fragrance that got me a bunch of compliments is Net the Vanille. And this is going to be for my aromatic vanilla lovers. Think Commodities Gold Expressive. Think things like Eau Duelle by Diptyque. This just has that very slightly spicy, kind of fresh, kind of sweet vanilla note, almost like a pure vanilla extract type of feel. But this also has something a little salty in here as well. And then there's something a little spicy in the opening. And I want to say that is cardamom, which is another note that I really, really enjoy. This is just a very classy, put together vanilla. This is the vanilla for my girlies who don't want to smell like a foodie vanilla. This is just very classy and polished to me. This almost kind of gives me the vibes of like if you were to walk into a spa and they sprayed some type of vanilla fragrance into the air, or in like the Reed diffusers. That is what this smells like. And it just smells very calming, very cozy. This also gives me very similar vibes to Paco Rabanne's Olympia. That very salty, sweet, syrupy vanilla, but this is definitely done in a more scaled back aromatic way. It's not as in your face as Olympia. I feel like it kind of takes that fragrance as an inspiration and creates its own spin on it. So super wearable, super enjoyable. This is one that you could absolutely wear on its own or layer with something else, but I found this scent to be very enjoyable, and I cannot wait to continue wearing this one because I can definitely see myself finishing a bottle of this and repurchasing it. Next on the list, we have Black Opium Le Parfum. This is a newer one to my collection, but I am almost done with this bottle, y'all, and this truly smells so good. I was very surprised at how both similar and different to the original Black Opium this was. I kind of got a little bit tired of the OG Black Opium DNA just because that was a scent that I literally wore all through college, and I just got so tired of it. So when I saw that this flanker came out, I was just like, how different is it really going to be from the original? Do I really need it? But when I got this, I was like, wow, like this actually is a different enough fragrance compared to some of the other flankers. This really takes YSL Black Opium in more of a creamy, cozy, more vanillic type of direction where you get the coffee, but it's definitely more subdued and in the background, and they definitely amped up the vanilla in here, which I absolutely love. This makes this fragrance super, super cozy and enjoyable. Definitely had people stopping me, asking me what I was wearing. I found this to be another really amazing layering fragrance as well. And if you are not a fan of the OG Black Opium, I definitely feel like this is one you should try out, because it's kind of a more scaled down version of that one, where I found the original Black Opium to be a little chaotic. Okay, like it gives me chaotic vibes, and this one is definitely scales it down a notch, makes it a little bit more creamy, a little more basic, if you will. But honestly, y'all, sometimes basic just smells good, and that is what this smells like to me. Just a really sweet, creamy, elevated vanilla, but you can definitely still smell the Black Opium DNA in here. So I really, really enjoy this. I finished this little 1 fluid ounce bottle. I can definitely see myself getting a larger one. This next fragrance really took me on a journey. Okay, so this is the Fenty Eau de Parfum. And when I first sprayed this, y'all, when it first released, right, I was expecting something that was going to smell like Killian's Love Don't Be Shy. That fragrance had the internet in a chokehold at one point. Once the girls found out that was Rihanna's go-to favorite scent, go-to favorite fragrance, the hype was just crazy. So when she released her own fragrance, clearly we all were expecting something sweet, something gourmand. And even before Rihanna launched Fenty, even all of her like cutesy little cheap perfumes that she used to release, like Rebel Fleur, Rebelle, Nude, I loved all of those fragrances. I literally loved all of Rihanna's perfumes. So I was just expecting to be knocked out of the park by Fenty. Girl, that was not the case with this one the first time, okay? The first time I smelled this, y'all, I sprayed it on a tester strip in Sephora, waited for the dry down, and I smelled it and literally thought that this smelled like cigarette ashes and smoke. I don't know what the difference is, but this is truly a fragrance you have to test on your skin and genuinely wear. The difference from the tester strip and me wearing it is truly night and day. And when I tell you, this is probably the most complimented fragrance in this entire video. And I was very taken aback by that when I actually wore this and found even myself starting to really, really enjoy it. So I did actually start out with a travel size of this, and I wore it out to dinner with my family one time. I loved it so much, and even my family really, really enjoyed it. My godmom ended up giving me the gift set of this, I want to say last Christmas. So I finally started wearing it around that time, and then I kind of put it on ice in the spring, and I've been wearing it again like this cold winter season. Y'all, this smells so bomb in cold weather. This has like blueberry, rose in here. This is a very sophisticated, grown and sexy scent. When I wear this, I feel rich. I feel like a boss. I feel like I have it together. Not saying that these two scents are similar, but this fragrance gives me a very similar vibe that YSL Libre Intense would give me, to where I just feel like a woman that has it all together, a woman that's about her ish, a woman that does not play. Like, that is what this smells like to me, while also still maintaining this feminine sweetness about it. And y'all, this is good. This is also has patchouli. So if you are not a patchouli lover, you probably will not like this. I want to say there's even like tangerine. There's a bunch of fruits and some florals in here. And overall, this is 100% a fruit chuli, kind of in the same family as YSL's Mon Paris, but this is much sexier to me, and it's really, really elevated and unique. And I can honestly say there's nothing else in my collection that smells like this, and I have really, really grown to love this one compared to how I felt when I first smelled this in store. So this is definitely one I would recommend you guys try on skin, walk around the store a little bit, even spray it on yourself. Literally every time I wear this, y'all, I have gotten at least 3 compliments. Next one is actually a refill because I have refilled my bottle and emptied this one, but this is Mugler's Alien Goddess. This is the original Alien Goddess. This is just my girl. This is my baby. This is just such a beautiful, warm, slightly fresh, citrusy, creamy coconut vanilla. And this to me is like summertime in a bottle. A perfectly balanced jasmine, coconut, vanilla with that touch of bergamot in the opening that gives it this kind of fresh, bright, uplifting feel that even though this gives me summer vibes, this 100% could be a year-round fragrance because it just smells like a very beautiful, sweet, slightly sweet floral coconutty perfume without smelling too literally like a coconut. Like, I feel like this has just enough coconut in it. Now, I will say this is definitely not the most unique smelling. You probably have smelled something similar to this before, but I feel like the way that they did this, it's very crowd pleasing, and it is guaranteed to get me a compliment, no matter if I wear this by itself, no matter if I layer it with something. Like, this is one of my most complimented fragrances ever. I highly recommend this if you are looking for just a good staple perfume, not just for the summer, but just in general. I definitely feel like this is a great, easy reach, no complaints, crowd pleasing fragrance. You could literally wear for anything, girl. This one, listen, this one I was going to save for the end, but I just want to go ahead and get it out the way because number one, the rate in which I finished this perfume for it to have just been released, but also the amount of compliments that I got every time I wore this, I had to include it in this video. This is Kayali's Yum Bougie Marshmallow. And I don't know if y'all could tell, but girl, the bottle's empty. There's no juice in here. There's nothing left. And I have already purchased myself a big bottle. So you guys will see that. You guys will probably see that in my What I Got for Christmas video. I don't know which video I'm posting first, but if you guys have not seen that one, you will be seeing it shortly. This I have a full review on, so I will link that video up top. And I love this from the moment that I sprayed this, y'all. This is truly like the epitome of the types of scents that I reach for right now. Let me just go through the keynotes since they're literally right here on the bottle. So we have freesia, strawberry, pink marshmallow, creamy coconut, whipped vanilla, and pink musk. Y'all, this smells so good. So feminine, girly, flirty. It just smells super fun, a little powdery. Like, it just has so many different elements of things that I love in fragrance. It literally smells like marshmallow powder or powdered sugar, and then I get kind of this cream of coconut type of feel where it's not a tropical coconut, it's more of a slightly milky coconut, if that makes sense. And it just smells so delicious, y'all. So fun. It almost kind of reminds me of like some sort of pink milk, like, or the Starbucks pink drink. Like, I don't know. It just smells really delicious to me. And if you guys are Bath & Body Works fans, this definitely hands down smells very, very similar to Strawberry Snowflakes. It has kind of this bright citrusy opening, and then it dries down into this very fluffy, creamy, slightly powdery, almost like a freeze-dried strawberry kind of vibe. And I just love how this smells, y'all. Now, I will say, this is not beast mode, but it's decently long lasting. You would expect the fragrance to like be beast mode if it's long lasting, but this is definitely not beast mode. This gives me a decent scent bubble, but I promise y'all, every single time I wore this, when I wore this to work, customers and my coworkers were stopping me. Coworkers that normally never say anything to me about my fragrance at all, which is kind of weird. So this one, hands down, got me tons and tons and tons of compliments. And for me to go through it as fast as I did, I clearly enjoyed it. Have already repurchased this in the largest size. And this is definitely something I can see as being a staple signature scent for me going into 2025. This next one should come as no surprise because I have literally emptied this, already repurchased the bottle, and even have a dupe of this fragrance. But I just felt like I had to go ahead and just put the original in this video. This is Giardini de Toscana's Bianco Latte, and this was hands down my most complimented gourmand fragrance in this entire video. This truly was an experience every single time I wore this, you guys, because when I tell you the scent memories attached to this fragrance are crazy, just off the strength of this is a beast mode, long lasting scent, but also the way that it smells. Oh, this makes my mouth water every time I smell it, y'all. There is caramel, there is coumarin, there is honey. There are just so many rich elements in this perfume. And it smells just so delectable, so delicious. And I just absolutely love this scent, y'all. Like I said, long lasting. This is a showstopper. This is absolutely going to have the opposite sex on your neck, okay? Because I wore this for a couple of date nights, girl, and she was giving what she needed to give. But I will say, if you don't want to splurge and get this, you can 100% get the Middle Eastern dupe, which is Lattafa's Eclair. I own that as well, and I really do feel like it is a great value if you want this exact same scent DNA for a quarter of the price. And this one is often sold out anyway, so if you can't get your hands on it from Lucky Scent, which is where I originally got mine, you can just get the dupe, girl. So I will have both linked. But this was hands down one of my most complimented fragrances of 2024. Now, this next one, very, very similar situation. If you don't want to splurge on this one, I do have a really amazing dupe that's going to give you just the same scent for a quarter of the price. But I did still want to mention the OG because obviously the dupe had to get its inspiration from somewhere, girl. So this is Burberry Goddess. And this was one of my, obviously it's empty, okay, but one of my most reached for, one of my most complimented, and just one of my overall faves from 2024. This did not come out in 2024, but I'm just speaking on the things that got me the most compliments last year, girl. And this was definitely one of my most worn and most complimented. This is such a gorgeous, beautifully done aromatic vanilla. The ginger in here, the cacao in here, and even the lavender. As someone who is not a lavender girl, 9 times out of 10, y'all, I'm talking 99.9% of the time, I hate lavender in fragrances. Every single time I like a fragrance, if I smell the lavender, I'm just like, I can't do it. Something about lavender does not agree with me. I don't enjoy it. But this completely changed my mind. Okay, this, which I have a full review on, so hopefully I have some cards left, because if you want to see my full in-depth review on this fragrance, I will link it up top. But this is so beautiful, y'all. This is so sophisticated, so put together. Again, another vanilla for the girlies who don't want something that smells like literal food, but this has such a beautiful elevated sweetness about it that just smells irresistible. And another one that was literally getting me chased down by people in the streets. Chased in the streets, the grocery store, the mall, getting in the car, gas station, wherever. People were asking me what the scent was, and rightfully so. It is beautiful, gorgeous. I personally am going to be getting the refill so that I can refill this bottle, because this is a 100 ml bottle. I just feel like at the end of the day, it'll probably be a little bit more worth it for me to hold on to the original bottle and get the refill. But I do have the Middle Eastern dupe for this right now, which I'm enjoying just as much. And I feel like if you want to save some money, you can very much just get that one as well. And that is Lattafa's Angam. So I will have that linked as well. But as a perfume collector and someone who has definitely found something I would consider one of my signature scents now, I definitely just want to have the original bottle. So once I finish that, I will be getting the refill to fill this up. And I just absolutely love the scent, and definitely think if you haven't tried it, try to get your hands on this one. Okay, y'all, another fave of mine. This is Sniff's Heal the Way. This is their collab with Alex L. And this is a beautiful, creamy, woody, sweet pistachio fragrance. And this just smells so good, y'all. And one of the things, outside of the fact that this got me insane amount of compliments as well, one of the things that I really enjoyed about this was that this gave me such a nice scent bubble without choking me out, but it also was very noticeable and left a scent trail. So that is something I really enjoyed. And this is also not a pistachio scent that I smell everywhere, like the very overdone Cheirosa 62 pistachio and the highly duped Yum pistachio from Kayali. This 100% I can say is an original pistachio fragrance. It has kind of this clean, creamy pistachio feel to it, this kind of nuttiness to it, but there's also something in here that makes this smell almost like a pistachio ice cream. Like it has a sweetness to it, and then there's also cardamom in here that adds kind of this very unique spice to it. And this just smells really good, y'all. Very, very enjoyable, and such an easy reach for me. Like this was one that I literally would throw in my purse and just spritz on and just go on about my day and just not have to think about it. Didn't give me a headache, wasn't challenging, layered very beautifully with anything else that I was wearing. And I overall really, really enjoyed this, and will definitely be repurchasing because this bottle is empty, but she was definitely a fave last year for sure. Okay, and the last fragrance on this list, you guys, this is Viktor and Rolf's Flower Bomb Ruby Orchid. This is one for my peach lovers. Takes the Flower Bomb DNA and turns it into something different enough to where you aren't smelling the exact same fragrance. This is Flower Bomb, but add a very syrupy sweet peach note and a vanilla note. It just amps up the vanilla for me that was originally in Flower Bomb. Peach syrup, peach liqueur mixed with vanilla. And it just smells so delicious, you guys. This was probably my most complimented fragrance over the summer. I find that this is a scent that I really enjoy wearing in hotter weather. Like something about how this performs on my skin in the heat really does well for me. And it does open with something a little bit kind of green. So this is also a really great spring fragrance as well. But I find that the kind of syrupy sweet peach mixed with that vanilla makes this an excellent going out date night scent as well, because it just has this very rich, juicy sweetness about it. And I just really enjoyed this one, y'all. So again, this one was probably my most complimented fruity fragrance that I wore last year. I don't typically reach for a lot of like super fruity fragrances. Like I would say this is definitely the most fruity out of all of the ones in this video that has a very pronounced fruity note. And rightfully so, this peach in here is just juicy and delicious. And this is one that I found to be a favorite amongst the opposite sex. Like a lot of men would compliment me when I wore this one. So very enjoyable. Definitely one of my faves for sure. All right, you guys, that is it for my most complimented fragrances of 2024. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if any of these are your faves, if you guys have tried any of these, and also let me know what was your most complimented fragrance of 2024, because I'm looking for some new things to possibly try this year if I have not tried them already. Anyways, that is it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.